My 25M mother, 56F, and brother, 29M, expect me to financially support her, 56F, after decades of poor financial decisions. How do I set boundaries? I'm a 25M, my brother is 29M, and our mother is 56F. Growing up, she was physically and emotionally abusive, lost her job when I was young, never returned to work, and relied on government support. From ages 18 to 24, I sent her about $650 per month, totaling roughly $47,000 to $48,000 USD, plus extra money on birthdays, while my brother sent about $325 per month over the same period, bringing our combined support to roughly $71,000 to $72,000 USD. Her current income is not fixed as she works as a freelancer and depends on client availability, but roughly she makes between $50,000 USD and $70,000 USD per year, not taxed, as there are no income taxes where we live. She has never shown appreciation for this, and instead constantly tells me she raised me into who I am. Guilt trips me about feeding and clothing me as a child, and holds a few years of private school over my head as lifelong credit. Today she has no savings, no investments, and no retirement plan, and every time I bring up anything responsible, retirement planning, building a high-yield emergency fund, or even mimicking a 401k/Roth IRA style structure, since those don't exist where we live, I'm dismissed or yelled at, and my brother dismisses it as well. Despite this, in 2024 my brother bought her a Mercedes on financing of about $950 per month, and they rent an apartment for roughly $2,600 per month because she bought large furniture and refuses to downsize. Both of them can be extremely aggressive in how they speak, and when I previously tried to cut contact, she sent a relative to confront me instead. I'm also concerned she may show up unannounced at my home, where I live with my 26F partner, who already despises her, and that my brother could escalate things into a physical confrontation, possibly. The expectation is that once my brother marries, lives with his wife, and our mother lives alone, I will help support her financially, even though questioning these choices gets me labeled ungrateful, while spending and gifts are framed as love. I'm willing to help non-financially, planning, paperwork, finding options, but I've decided, I have not told them, I won't provide money because it feels like enabling decisions that guarantee future dependence. Is it reasonable to refuse financial support here? And how do you set boundaries and protect yourself when family responds with aggression and intimidation? Any responses are appreciated. Too long did not read. I, 25M, and my brother, 29M, sent our mother, 56F, about $71,000 to $72,000 USD over 6 years, yet she has no savings or retirement plan. She refuses budgeting or investing discussions and reacts with yelling, while my brother frames spending as love and expects me to support her later. She maintains high costs, luxury car, $2,600 rent, despite her situation. I'm refusing financial support going forward and want advice on setting boundaries safely. Their expectations are theirs. Your actions are yours. Do what you do or don't, but own your actions, not their expectations. Get a doorbell camera. The next time they send a relative to bully you, don't discuss it, refuse to open the door, and call the police if needed. You don't owe her half as much as you've already given her. Look up the Jade technique. You don't need to justify, argue, defend, or explain your decisions. It will help give you a framework for interacting with your family. I think I want to leave after 2 years of constant silent treatment. I've 30F, been with my fiancé, 30M, for 3 years. He has this thing for the past 2 years where after an argument he pauses and says we should continue the next day, and then he never brings it up until I do, and he usually leads with I was about to. So I started waiting and the days became weeks. The hurtful thing is he knows I can't act like everything's okay when something needs to be talked about. He can. He genuinely ignores the issue and can go for weeks at a time until I bring it up. I've tried and tried to ask for this to change, as I am the kind of person that I start spiraling when I'm with my marinated thoughts on unresolved things. I realize that this man simply doesn't want to do it. He practically begged me not when I wanted to leave 6 months ago and promised to change. Yeah, I know. Typical. Thing is, we are supposed to be getting married in 6 months, but I don't think I want to go through with it. How do I? Families are involved. Friends are involved. Finances are involved. And he lives in denial. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want a man's perspective on this thing, or I want support on an exit plan. Or I should just keep being with him, and eventually I'll get used to it. Too long did not read. Fiancé keeps burying issues mid-argument, and never brings them up again, acting like everything's okay. You've spotted a red flag that will erode your soul before committing to a marriage. Congrats. Now it's time to cut the cord and move on. Sounds like he has an avoidant attachment style. You should leave before you commit even further. Trust me, been there. People who avoid conflict and confrontation in the name of keep the peace, by that they mean their peace, should be single. If you feel like this now, absolutely do not let yourself be talked into marrying him. Think about how you would feel the day of and morning after your wedding. Am I overreacting about my boyfriend's sister, or is this not normal? I'm honestly exhausted and fed up, and I need to get this off my chest because this has been going on for almost 3 years, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm 20F and my boyfriend is 21M, and from the very beginning his sister 18F has had an issue with me for absolutely no reason. I didn't do anything to her. I showed up, and she decided she didn't like me. At first it was subtle, ignoring me, being cold, talking about me behind my back. Then it escalated. One of the first really disturbing things she did was pretend to be an unknown caller and call my phone, acting like she had hooked up with my boyfriend, her own brother, just to mess with my head and try to break us up. That alone should have been a massive red flag, but it never stopped. She has tried repeatedly over the years to interfere in our relationship. Somehow I'm constantly painted as lazy or like I do nothing, which is ridiculous because I don't even live with them and I still help more than she does. I cook, I clean, I tutor, and I spend a lot of time with their family. Her dad literally gave me the house passcode because they trust me, but she wouldn't know that because she stays in her room most of the time and only comes out to start problems. More recently, she's been lying about me. She accused me of cheating even though my boyfriend has full access to my phone and my location, and I've never cheated. She has body shamed me, threatened to put her hands on me, thrown things at me and pretended it was an accident, and slammed doors knowing I was right behind her. At this point it feels intentional and intimidating. The situation that completely pushed me over the edge involved her cat. Her cat got neutered, and I was the one who booked the appointment because she clearly wasn't taking responsibility. I also wrote down the vet's aftercare instructions because I knew they mattered. She didn't read them or follow them, and the cat was clearly uncomfortable. I stepped in to help because the animal needed care. I stayed calm and said I would handle it, and she completely lost it. She told me to shut up, yelled control your B / at my boyfriend, called me slurs, and did all of this in front of the youngest sister. Later, she told her parents that I swore at her, which never happened. While she was yelling at me, I was holding her cat and trying to put a cone on him, so I couldn't even react or leave. I just had to stand there and take it. After that, when my boyfriend and I went downstairs, I broke down. My heart was racing, my hands were shaking, and my chest tightened so badly it hurt to breathe. Now every time she's around, my body reacts the same way. I feel nauseous, anxious, and on edge. I've tried staying quiet and being mature because I didn't want to cause problems in his family, but at this point I'm scared when she's around and I don't feel safe or comfortable in that house. This started when she was 15 and now she's 18 and nothing has changed. I'm exhausted, anxious, and done pretending this is normal. Too long did not read. My boyfriend's sister has been hostile toward me for almost 3 years, including lying, accusing me of cheating, trying to break us up, and intimidating behavior. Ongoing conflict triggered panic symptoms for me, and now I don't feel safe or comfortable around her. I'm wondering if I'm overreacting or if distancing myself is necessary. What is your boyfriend doing to defend you? Your boyfriend's sister is acting like a complete psycho. This is not a normal behavior. You don't have to tolerate it. Distance yourself from her, and your boyfriend needs to step up and shut this down. She's psychotic. Honestly, it's not worth fighting for. I'd leave the whole lot behind. Should I, 29F, contact a host family I stayed with for a week from 14 years ago? 14 years ago, I traveled abroad for a week and stayed with a host family. The family was really nice to me and showed me around town. The parents were really kind and welcoming to me. I mainly chatted with the parents. The kids were also nice. However, the kids didn't really speak English, so communicating with the kids was difficult. 14 years ago, only the kids had social media. I added some of the kids on Facebook, but didn't keep in touch as we didn't speak the same language. Thinking back on it, I should have used Google Translate. I contacted one of the kids a couple of years ago, but it was mainly small talk that quickly faded away. I just discovered one of the parents now have a Facebook account. Is it worth adding her on Facebook and saying hi? I just stayed with the family for a week, and I don't know if the parents even remember me. A lot of kids probably stayed with the family over all these years. I don't want it to be awkward. TLDR. I stayed with a host family for a week 14 years ago and lost contact with them, as only the kids had social media back then and we didn't really speak the same languages. Contacted one of the kids to say hi a couple of years ago, but it was mainly small talk that faded away soon. I just discovered one of the parents now have a Facebook account. Is it worth adding her on Facebook to say hi, or will it be awkward? You're way overthinking this. Send the request and vibe. If she remembers you, cool. If not, life goes on. We hosted students in this fashion. Heck yeah, reach out. I love keeping up with the ones we call our kids. 100% reach out IMO. Even if just to say thank you for the experience.